Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zed. Today I'm going to be talking about ZOM. It's been a while since I have done so. You'll find my previous DD in the description below if you'd like to see a bit more regarding company's presentation and their pipeline. Today I'm going to go through a lot of news nonetheless, technical analysis, and what I see in the future of this talk. Make sure to drop a like to this video to help this channel grow, subscribe, and leave your notifications on. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. You get to see here on the technical analysis point of view, in terms of the MACD, it seemed that it was actually going on for a reversal sometime on towards where the 19th is, and then basically failed down and went back towards the negative side. On the ADX, it does show more of a sloppy movement rather than any kind of trend. William percent R sits here a bit more towards oversold, and the momentum here seems to be very sloppy, where it tries to gain a little bit of momentum and then it dips back right on. Unbalanced volume, it looks like it's actually one of the lowest since a while, so that is not a very much of a good sign. Moving averages are all bearish. So when the 30 EMA is above the 10 SMA, that is bearish. It's below the 200 SMA and the 50 SMA, the blue and purple respectively. And the price is below the trading action zone between the red and the green line here, which is 30 EMA and 10 SMA. So moving on towards the 1 hour perspective here, we get to see that the MACD has been quite negative for a bit. Even with their positive range, it hasn't gone that far off, except if you're talking about the 17th of August pre-market. Right now it's trading around 13 cents. The high of the week was 15 cents. I know that might not seem a lot, but it's definitely a really nice jump over there from the lower 13 cents to the 15 cents. Moving averages on the 1 hour perspective also look as bearish as the 1 day. Almost exact same thing. I added the VWAP here on the 1 hour, so the price is lower than the VWAP. In terms of ADX, it's sitting at 30.3, and that's not something very comforting. When there's a downtrend, and the ADX is above 25, that usually signifies a strong downtrend. William percent R is oversold. Momentum here is a little down, and the MACD is still negative. So moving on towards moving average band, you get to see the moving average band is continuously dipping. Now, on the last trading day, it was expected to trade based on the moving average band here between 14 cents and 15 cents and a top of 16 cents. We haven't seen that. Let's do something quickly on the 3 months and try to see. Yep, so it's one of the lowest on the 3 months balance. The last time it was due to an offering, that was all the way back to 29th of May. Now, I'm going to be mentioning a bit more in terms of where the supports and resistances are, and then why I think the stock didn't recover from its last offering. Okay, this does match properly. All right, and what we're gonna do here quickly is lower down this one to right here. So the current support that is significant in this one is, well, now the 13 cents is a very strong support around here, and then 12 cents is strong support around here. 11 cents is the bottom of this one, as I get to see. You don't want it to, hopefully it never does reach there. In terms of resistance, a very strong resistance is at the 15 cent mark. Fibonacci 17, 18, and 20. I'm gonna Fibonacci from here. So yeah, sorry, 14 cents, 15 cents. It's one of the stocks that does have a significant resistance, a cent per, but after the 16 cents, you have around here 17 cents, 18 cents, and then almost 20 cents. It skips on towards the 19. Now, what happened with this stock is it did receive an offering here, and then as it tried to recover, it got denied that. And I think what the company was trying to target is a recovery very similar to this one, where it does recover somewhere around above 300%, or one that was a bit more sloppy around this one here, where it does cover very much as well 100%. This one here really failed out. I mean, it did kind of cover a bit of a profit, but it really just continued to tank and continues on and on and on. And that's definitely not a good scenario to be in. Now, I do remember the stock. I did play the stock before. Sorry, not the stock actually, but I did way back there. But usually when a stock does a lot of offering, it leaves a bad taste in people's mouth. So I think I might have rambled on just a little bit too long. So now we're going to move on towards their 10Q, their quarter earnings. So the quarter earnings, they have higher loss, almost double, but they have double the dilution. So they're both at 0.02. In terms of expenses, you get to see the company has higher loss from operations of around 5.3 million. They have a lot of cash on hand, so definitely not a reason for them to do another offering. I don't expect that, at least in the near future. Some of their some quarter two highlights. I'm gonna go through the ones in August first. So, they announced the appointment of Ann Cotter, was served as a VP Finance for the past 2 years. So now that's a new CFO. Successful remote installation of Trufuma. You do expect some kind of PR related to that as well sometime soon, regarding on the performance, at least for the first month or so from launching. So it's launched in July 2020. July, May, April. Do you see the trend? There's April, May, July. I really hope August doesn't see another offering, but that is as well another risk. And they seem to really love making offerings every month. So, God, I really hope they don't, because they do have enough cash on hand. Now, in terms of things to be voted on, I'm gonna go actually a little bit from previously. So, they have an NYSE delisting notice that was sent out way earlier in the year. That's in April, 10th of April. And I'm gonna go through right here. Okay. So their basic delisting requirements requires them to achieve compliance for the minimum bid price, and that's by October 10th. I did go through almost every single SEC filing, and I didn't see that to be updated. If you have that kind of information, please mention in the comments below. I'll make another video. But yeah, so it needs the minimum compliance. If it doesn't do so, there's a lot of restrictions happening, including delisting as well. Now, I did also go on in terms of corporate updates. They did mention that things in terms of regaining compliance, COVID, and a bunch of other things included in their new risk, in their 8K form. That is something as well. It's expected for a lot of companies. And so some of the things that they are considering, and this is basically almost exact same thing, just further on 8K, they have a meeting happening on September 25th. That is in a month from now, from where right now this video is recorded for August 24th. We're sitting on August 23rd. Yeah, so they're going to be receiving an assistance of $65,000. Will be reimbursed reasonable out of pocket. That is for their agent. Not going to go through that, but their annual and special virtual only meeting of stockholders is on September 25th. And some of the things that are going to be voted on includes a reverse split, or what they call to effect a share consolidation, which is basically a reverse split as well. They do mention it here in brackets. Well, a lot of people are there thinking, well, stockholders don't want a reverse split. Why would they vote for that? As I always say, with a lot of these companies, a reverse split does get amended because a lot of institutional values or investors wanting to see this company continue on and not get delisted in a month, right? You remember, early on October is where their delisting notice, or the time they have for NYSE or Amex requirements for regaining compliance. They do need a reverse split. Either that, or they need to find a lot of good news coming in right after each other and making sure that investors or traders or shorters don't touch it. So that's that. I'm gonna go back to the actual company and how I would play it myself. So, how would I play it? See, the stock bottom is at around 11 cents. It has a really strong support at 12 cents. 13 cents is not the strongest, but it has been tested a few times before, and it's creating right now a double bottom. So a double bottom here is quite significant. Not a really nice candle to see, but it could be as well because of Friday sell-off. So how would I play the stock? I would put a stop limit around 11.50. That's how I would play it. It's a nice hold for me in terms of swing. It depends on the market sentiment as well. This could be also another inverted cup, which is bearish, but the chart is bottom down. And it has a lot of different things in the pipeline, as I did mention in my previous video. whether it sees that massive jump, I mean, you'll see spikes here and there. It's just about timing it. So 11 cents to 13 cents would be a nice swing for me, or 11 cents to 12 cents. It really depends as well on Monday, right? You want to see that MACD curve back upwards. You want to see it curve on the 1 hour perspective, sorry, on the 1 day perspective, and it tries to attempt to go for a reversal. What you want to have is not something where you kind of test that kind of reversal and then it just tanks down to 13 cents. But for me, it's a nice hold for me, with a tight stop limit, and it's a consider buy for me. What do you think about this ticker? Make sure you mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and you have a wonderful day.